Hey guys, and welcome back to Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. We are now at probably my least favourite part of the game. These are the shipwrecks. We begin with Wreck on the Deck. Why do I hate this part? Well, it's mainly just when you're going after all of the Scooby Snacks that this becomes a problem. The rest of the stage is not that bad, really. But because my PS2 is on the verge of death, it is struggling with its life support right now. I am saving every opportunity that I get. So with Wreck on the Deck Part 1, the sea level is constantly rising and falling. Somehow. Is that how tides work? I don't know. This part's fine. It's when we get to the bit just a little bit further ahead. But luckily, when you get hit, you can stand on the water. So if Scooby gets hit, he becomes Jesus. That's fascinating. There's a Tom wants to hit somewhere. I think he's just around the corner. Yeah, there he is. Right, there is an ice cube up there. I think there's a caveman in it. There usually is. And I wanted to try and see if I could get up there. This didn't work. I wanted to try and see if I could get up there, see if I could actually sequence break the game. Kind of sequence break it. And there's no cutscenes in between any of this, but it's like if you go up there, you can get to the other side of the ship, which is like our final destination, aside from the final boss. I nearly made it. Maybe if the Thomas was a little bit closer, or maybe there's just an invisible wall there. I'm not sure. Would have been funny though. I could skip everything. Alright, so this is where we have to mine the sea level. So pay attention to the colour of the rocks. If the rock is brown, that means it will get covered by the sea. If the rock is grey, like this one, that means you're safe. Somehow there's a flower growing on one of these. There it is. I don't get why this is there. How's it even growing? Surely the salt should be killing it. I don't know. Again, it's like they just decided, let's just put this flower here. Just for the sake of reminding the player that there is a shovel power up in this game. Because once you've gotten that first key, when you're first given the shovel, you never really have to use it again. I don't think there's ever a point where you have to use it again. I forget where I was going. What was I backing up for? Past me? You going after a Scooby Snack? Right, that's right, I had to go that way. That's why! I don't know why I need to go through the door to go... Wait, how is that even working? I'm going through the door. How do I end up on the other side of the boat? Why is there a door on both sides? In fact, I don't think I've ever known a boat to have a front and a back section. They probably do, but I'm not sure. Anyway, this part right here. So many edits. Firstly, in order to get all of the Scooby Snacks here, you have to not move any of these things. You've got to move the first one, because it's the only way of getting it. But then you immediately have to go... But I made the mistake of then hitting this switch, which you don't want to do. It prevents you from getting the Scooby Snacks. Because it moves that one there, and there are Scooby Snacks above that original placement. Same with the first one. Scooby! Also, these things really don't bounce you that high. And it can make some of the jumps a bit tricky. It's kind of hard to tell where exactly you're going, because Scooby's quite dark, and so is the sea. So it is kind of difficult to make out exactly his position compared to everything else. Yeah, why I hate the shipwrecks, Part 1. Getting the Scooby Snacks in Wreck on the Deck, Part 2. Reason number 1, I should say. Oh, we'll get to reason number 2. So let's do this the right way. So come over here. You might want the umbrella because I barely made that. Come around here. And there we go. Now play the stage. Now you can play the level like normal.
Here I go! Scooby!
But there's Scooby Snacks all over this place. So all we're really doing is we're just going in like we're trying to make our way around the great big shipwreck. Because the only way onto it is around the other side. Now I question how Mystic Manor is all set up and everything the way it is. Like how it's made to look so spooky. How do you do this part? How many shipwrecks have been destroyed? Did we cause these? Are these all fresh shipwrecks? Am I the cause of this? Because we did break the light in the lighthouse. But yeah, we're just trying to make our way onto this big ship. We just have to go a really roundabout way of getting on there. Some of these you have to bounce right on the edges and you're just barely going to make it. That one, is it still a mast? The horizontal part, is that still a mast? It's getting in the way. Very easy to miss many of the Scooby Snacks. So just have to rely on seeing them go around your counter. I think they do clip. I think the Scooby Snacks, they are still visible even when they're on the other side of the sail. What are these masts attached to anyway? Like, is there a boat under the water? Boxes of snacks. Yeah, this bit's optional. Look, can't I just jump onto the ship right there? Why have I got to go all the way along this? Why have I got to do a gas by the mast part 2? It's padding. That's what it is. It's padding. Right. That's just if you want to go back. Every level has to be designed so that you can go backwards through it as well. Wreck on the Deck Part 3. Is this the part I'm thinking of? No, it isn't. I mean, I'm not a fan of this area either, but this one isn't so bad. You do have to sort of go around it a few times to get all the Scooby Snacks. The main problem with this one is the final little jump you have to make is you're sort of going against the camera. Well, it's not so much, I don't know if you count it as against the camera, it's just the camera you're given is a really awkward angle, and that angle changes as you're trying to jump onto it. And I hate when games do that, when the camera changes when you're trying to jump onto something. So, change after I've jumped on it. I don't know why I don't just try and kill these flying fish. Because now that I have the bounce, I can do that. Not the bounce, the stomp. Ow. So I don't know why I don't just try and kill the flying fish. Easily the most annoying of the small enemies in the game. You know, the others are fine. They're not really any different from each other. You know, the rat and the spider, they're pretty much the same thing. The crab is as well. It's just that the crab takes 2 hits instead of 1. But the flying fish are really annoying. As is trying to get this monster token. So you gotta try and bounce off of Captain Cutler. Yeah, don't come, by all means, Captain, don't come after me. 2 ways of doing it. You can either try and use your bounce. Why do I keep calling it about you? I keep thinking it's the bounce bracelet from Sonic Adventure 2. It doesn't even send you back up again. You are not bouncing. But you can either bounce off of his head, or you can wait until you get the chewing gum or the soap bubbles. Which is probably what they want you to do. But I try and bounce off of his head. I didn't make it that time. Right, so you're just going to make your way down here. There's this switch. This is a very out of place. Is this what everybody has to do every single time they come here? Is that what you have to do to activate that boat that moves by itself? Yeah, that the engine was just always going. just have to make your way up here again. You get the jumps do get a bit precise.
Right.
Oh, and you gotta make sure you don't accidentally slide down like that.
Oh.
Whether or not holding down the run button here is a good idea is something I'm not sure about, because Scooby does like slide along the floor for a bit.
A monster token.
A monster token that I can't get. Right, this jump right here. This is your angle. It's not the best of angles. And then the camera does move as you jump towards it, like that. And that's a slightly better angle, but it doesn't do it until after you've jumped.
Right. Rummy.
Right, luckily this is one of the few areas with the checkpoint, so let's try this again. I missed, but I could see that I had the right... all I had to do was get the right timing, so... suicide. So if we try it now a third time... wait for Captain Cutler. And there we go. And we got the Scooby Snacks up here as well. I have the token for the ghost of Captain Pointless. Finally made it back here. Again, I hate Scooby Snacks on moving platforms. I hate jumping for objects while on moving platforms. Even worse when that platform is moving, like, in circles, instead of just like a straight line. Why I hate the Shipwrecks Part 2. I mean, that previous one teetered on the edge of it, but no, this part. This part right here. Again, how did all of these shipwrecks get here? The lights are still on. There are so many ship. Why would anybody even want to come here? Right, that crab is like pretty much capable of defying physics, but at the same time, I think so am I. So we gotta try and make our way up these boats. Got a witch to make things more annoying. Just try and bounce on her. Then you gotta try and make these jumps. As you see, I missed, so now I have to die because you can't. I don't know how you're supposed to backtrack through this part. Because the wind doesn't take you back up. You know, I say every area is supposed to allow you to backtrack. I have no idea how you do that in this part. The boats themselves also suffer from the slippery surfaces, and because it's on a slope, it also completely messes with your jumps, like that. So I hate this so much. I hate this part. There's even a thing of soap up there. Then you got witches, you got crabs. It's pain. It's a real pain, and I end up missing one of these Scooby Snacks, and I missed that one, and he's just a bit too high up for me to reach. So, go. I tried bouncing off the crab. That didn't work. Going over to that rock over there doesn't work. Again, suicide. It's the only answer. And then you got to make your way across all the other boats again, just to try and get another attempt. I hate this part so much.
Right. Crabs.
Yeah. Crabs indeed. I don't know why Scooby is so scared of crabs, but oh well. Scooby's scared of nearly everything. Blessing in disguise, though. I managed to find that Scooby Snack. It's like the section itself isn't actually that long.
Right.
It's just trying to get all of the Scooby Snacks. There we go.
Right. Crabs.
We're still not done yet. Because there's actually 4 shipwrecks. You only need to jump on 3. But there is a 4th one. It's over there. And it is a very annoying one to try and get onto. You've got to be very precise with your stomp attack. I think I missed a couple of Scooby Snacks, so again, it may have been a slight blessing in disguise.
Right.
So you got to try and bounce off of that flying fish, and then double jump your way onto the ship. As you can see, I failed. And I still don't see a way of getting back on the ship. Again, I don't know how you're supposed to backtrack through this part. Every other level allows it, very awkwardly, so I don't know why this one doesn't. Right, let's go again. Bounce off of there. Glide. We're here.
Scooby Snacks.
And then as your reward, there's a load of Scooby Snacks here. This game makes me really glad that Mystery Mayhem just turned the Scooby Snacks into health. It's like you're at full health, you can't pick them up. Then again, Mystery Mayhem is a... it only came out a year later, but it's a completely different game. Not sure which one I prefer though, because they're both so different. Yeah, I can't decide. They're the only 2 Scooby-Doo games I played. I can't decide which one I prefer though. It's like one's a Metroidvania platformer, the other is the Ghostbusters. I'm not sure. Luigi's Mansion. I'm not really sure what you call it. And then there's this part. Why I hate the Shipwrecks Part 5. Peter, we've been over this. There has to be a Part 3 and 4 first. Oh no, that's the thing about this one. It's so bad, it skips over the other 2. Because trying to get the Scooby Snacks... Again, this part is perfectly fine when all you want to do is go through it normally. But trying to get all the Scooby Snacks, and I was never able to quite bounce up here, so I still have to come back here. I wonder who we're going to be seeing later on. But when you're just going for... When you're just trying to get through it normally, it's fine. When you're trying to collect all of the Scooby Snacks, it's a whole different beast. It's like going after all of the boxes in Crash Bandicoot, the first game. The levels are perfectly fine to go through normally, but when you start trying to break all of the boxes, ugh. Except this is worse than nearly every level in Crash Bandicoot. Except the free climb. And I have the Insane Trilogy to make things easier for me. This? No. It may have been made by the same people that made Battle for Bikini Bottom, but this game does not have a remake. Even then, I hear the remake isn't that great. Right, it's mainly this one right here. The Chaos Emeralds? The Scooby Snacks are so close to the freaking water. And as so much of Scooby's toe touches the water. The placement of these Scooby Snack boxes, and then that happens. No, we're not gonna sit through all of that. I must have been here for... I have no idea how long I was here for. I must have been here for a good 20 minutes. Trying to get all of these Scooby Snacks. Again, it's not a checkpoint. You have to go through all of that other bit first. Like with the Ghost Divers and the Witch. It's not much, but you still got to go through it again. Hit that switch. Still was never able to grab that red beard monster ticket. And then you got a camera angle like that. Right. Depth perception's a bit tricky here. I think you do have to jump for that last one. It's a good thing that you keep any Scooby Snacks you've collected. Can you imagine if you had to grab all the Scooby Snacks again? That missed. Nearly there. But yeah, I was here for so long. This is, when you're going for the Scooby Snacks, this is the worst part of the game. This room right here. But we're there. It's done. Screw a Gas by the Mask Part 2. And now we have a Gas by the Mask Part 3, which to make up for it is really easy. This one is nice and simple. All we're doing is just swinging on the life support flotation device thingamajigs. Is there an actual name for these? Because if there is, I don't know what it is. Oh, just watch out for the fish.
It's a warp gate.
That's a very strangely placed warp gate. Yeah, you do actually have to swing from I think they're just called flotation devices, aren't they? So you have to jump from device to device.
Scooby!
Again, watching out for the flying fish. I think they're only in the first few though. Just gotta try and get that momentum going.
Whippy!
Luckily, I can still swing myself to get that one. There is some level design down there. That's mainly where you come off of the shipwreck. The shipwreck itself is another area. And then when you're done there, you can go back down here, and that's where it'll take you back to that ledge where that ice cube was. I hope you have enough Scooby Snacks. So I hope you actually got all of those Scooby Snacks in a Gas by the Mast. But anyway, Shiver Your Timbers Scooby is up next with our next boss fight. However, we are going to end things off here. So I will see you guys next time.